Town Council. I'm Singombe Edgar, representing Ndumwezi constituency in Kaloma Southern Province. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Good afternoon, our permanent witnesses. Good afternoon, honorable colleagues. And good afternoon, Luampa Council. My name is Elliot Kamondo. I'm Member of Parliament for Mfumbwe constituency in Northwestern Province.
Chair, good afternoon, sir. And Luampa, you are welcome to your lovely committee. Matero Mishek is my name, MP for Mitete, and a member to this committee. Thank you so much. You are welcome once more again.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon to you. Afternoon, fellow honorable members of Parliament. Good afternoon, our permanent witnesses. Afternoon, Luampa Town Council. This is Lohamba Mwene, Member of Parliament for Mangango Consensus. And good afternoon to the listeners and the viewers out there. Thank you.
Honorable Nyambose.
Chair, good afternoon. Afternoon to permanent witnesses. Luampa Council, good afternoon and welcome. Mishek Mutetwa Nyambose, representing the wonderful and special people of Chasefu constituency in Eastern Province. Thank you so much and welcome once again.
Thank you. I have one member following us online, Honorable Simumba. Are you there? Chair, you may also introduce yourself.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, witness. My name is Mulunda Darius, Member of Parliament for Siavunga constituency and a member of this committee. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Honorable Mwanza.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, permanent witnesses, and good afternoon, Luampa Town Council. Honorable Dr. Aaron Mwanza, area member of Parliament for Kaumbwe constituency, the target district of the Eastern Province. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Luampa Town Council, my name is Christopher Shakafuswa. I'm a member of Parliament for Mandevu constituency. Here where you are, so you are welcome to the committee and Mandevu constituency. I have the privilege to chair the committee. The substantive chair has got other assignments today. He has assigned me to sit in for him, so it's a privilege on my part. Allow me now to confer you with immunity before you make your submission. The immunity is from Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia, which grants members of Parliament immunity for anything that they say while in Parliament. And so this means that the information that you give us here to help us come up with a report for the main house, which will present to Madam Speaker, you are protected as long as the information is factual. And if it is not factual, the same law can be used against you. However, the committee is of the view that you cannot deliberately mislead it. I now invite you to make your submissions. And as you do, we've been guided by the Office of the Auditor General. You can just follow me on page 1. Page 1, unaccounted for revenue is resolved. On page 4, failure to avail tax clearance certificates is resolved. Move to page 6. Management of Local Government Equalization Fund is resolved. Page 9. Appendix 7 is resolved. Page 10. Appendix 8 is resolved. Page 11. Appendix 10 is resolved. Page 12, Appendix 14 is resolved. We move to page 4. Is it 14? 16. Appendix 31 is resolved. And the last one is Appendix 34. It's resolved. So with that guidance, you may go ahead and present the matters that are still outstanding.
Thank you, Chair. I'll go straight on page 2. And item B, failure to collect plot premiums. Cause of query, Chair. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wishes to state that members of the general public in Luampa district have been very reluctant to purchase the advertised land from the council. Management has engaged institutions such as the Zambia Police, Zambia Army, Zambia National Services, banks, and others to try to entice them to buy land. However, at the time of audit, the subscriptions for the advertised plots were very low, Chair. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the Finance Committee sought authority from Council to allow management to recover a minimum of 500 kwacha per month through the payroll from all Council employees that have been allocated plots, including some of the civic leaders, which will come into effect from March 2024. Following this authority, 62 plots have been applied for at a total gross value of 663,000, of which the monthly recoveries will initially sit at 31,000 kwacha. See Appendix number 2, Chair. For other civil servants from central government, we have applied for a deduction code from the Public Service Management Division. This one says see letter on Appendix 2. Further, Chair, a partnership with Isinoma Mine has been agreed for the supply of cement to the district at a reasonable price to make it easier for potential buyers of plots to access cheaper cement locally. Also to encourage them acquire land and build. Remedial measures. Council resolved to enhance advancement and engagement with the community. Item C, accounting irregularities. Irregular cash withdrawals. Cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wishes to state that the decision to make cash withdrawals to facilitate various payments was mainly due to lack of banking facilities within the district and the cost implication of individuals traveling to Kaoma and Mongo to access their money where the banking facilities are, Chair. Further, members of the general public that sit on various council committees who did not have bank accounts and those required to be paid smaller amounts necessitated the use of cash, as the cost of accessing the allowances is greater than the allowance. Action taken, Chair. Management wishes to report that it has partnered with Access Bank, Kaoma branch, to set up an agent's banking facility that will be able to handle most of the transactions. The bank hall is ready and will start operating soon before the end of the year. See Appendix 3. Management has further encouraged the affected stakeholders to open bank accounts through notice generated from the Council Secretary's office. That is my office. Remedial measures, Chair. Management will ensure that bank schedules are prepared timely and enhance engagements with the banks to avoid clearing delays. Chair, I'll move to page 5. Lack of planning authority status, cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wishes to state that the staffing levels at the time of audit within the department posed a challenge in applying for the planning authority status. Further, the equipment required during the period of the audit to undertake the function of the department were not procured in the year under consideration. Action taken. Management wishes to report that it has written to the Local Government Service Commission on the possibility of sending the relevant human resource that could enable us attain the planning authority status and apply to the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development to consider conferring the local authority with that status. The equipment has since been, some of the equipment have since been procured, Chair. Remedial measures, management will enhance engagement with the Local Government Service Commission and the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. We go to item number 7. We go to page 8, Chair, on the cross-cutting issues. The cause of query, we have said we refer to Appendix 7, and income and expenditure. Cause of query, management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wishes to state that the 2 million variance in the findings were funds withheld at source for the purchase of CDF monitoring and police vehicles. Whilst the balance is mainly attributed...
CS, we already dealt with CDF. You can skip the CDF query. You can go to the next query.
The next query, Chair, is
page 13.
Page 13. Page 13, Chair, failure to fill vacant positions and cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wishes to state that Luampa Town Council has made efforts to fill the vacant and funded positions cited in the audit report by declaring the key vacant position to the Local Government Service Commission with a view of having them filled expeditiously for Divisions 1, 2, and 3, whilst for Division 4, a request for authority to employ and subsequently fill the vacant positions has already been written to the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, which were not filled at the time of audit. Action taken, Chair. The letters have been written to both the Local Government Service Commission, the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, to bring to their attention of the existing vacant positions, and authority has been granted for recruitment by management. See Appendix 13. Remedial measures, Chair. Management will continue engaging both institutions over the matter until it is resolved. Appendix 16, Chair, failure to confirm staff, cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wishes to state that management has written and submitted to the Local Government Service Commission recommendations to have the cited officers in the audit report confirmed and substantively promoted in their position. Management wishes to report that it has since received the feedback from the Local Government Service Commission confirming and substantively promoting the affected officers. Chair. Remedial measures, management will ensure timely submission of all staff-related matters as regards confirmations and promotions to the Local Government Service Commission, going forward to ensure obtaining timely feedback from the Commission. Appendix 19, Chair, failure to secure properties with titles, cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings regarding securing council properties with title deeds and wishes to state that a number of steps have been taken to remedy the situation. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the process of acquiring title deeds has already been commenced for all council properties, and the evidence of the steps taken so far has been attached. Whilst 2 properties have so far been recommended at the Ministry of Lands, and the invitation to treaty were issued. The site plans for the other 5 sites remaining have been prepared, awaiting numbering by the Provincial Planning Authority for onward recommendation for titling. Remedial measures, Chair, management will ensure all council properties present and those to come in the future are on title to avoid future audit queries. Chair, Appendix 29, failure to develop an integrated development plan, cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wishes to state that enormous progress has been made by coming up with a draft planning survey and issues report which have been submitted to Western Province Planning Authority, and we have started drafting the development framework, Chair. Action taken, management has been granted authority through the circular number /101-22157 dated 29th February 2024, released by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, authorizing all local authorities to use part of the CDF administration component for the completion of the preparation of the IDP. Remedial measures, Chair, management will ensure it expedites the process of coming up with an IDP in the shortest possible time, using the available resources and also through lobbying of funds from other stakeholders. Chair, we move to page 17. Failure to settle outstanding obligations, cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's finding and wishes to state that the cause of query was as a result of failure to settle statutory obligations arising from lack of adequate operational funds, to meet this obligation as it falls due. Action taken, Chair. Management wishes to report that great progress has been made on the outstanding NAPSA penalties amounting to about 108,101. Through the NAPSA debt waiver program, which has since resulted in a total of 79,490.35 being cancelled, leaving a balance of 28,610.65. The balance is going to be settled, Chair, this month. We have also endeavored to be current by ensuring we meet all the monthly NAPSA obligations as they fall, Chair. In terms of ZRA, progress has equally been made through a letter dated 21st March 2024 written to ZRA to commit Luampa Town Council to pay at least a total sum of 20,000 kwacha monthly towards the liquidation of the ZRA debt obligation. The commitment letter written to ZRA is attached here too, Chair. Remedial measures, management will ensure that we continue meeting the NAPSA monthly obligations now that we have cleared what was outstanding and continue to adhering to the ZRA payment plan as per the agreement made with ZRA, Chair.
This marks the end of your report. We invite questions from the honorable members. We start with Honorable Mwene and Honorable Nyambose, followed by Honorable Mwanza.
Thank you so much, Chair. CSA, just a point of clarification. You have outstanding statutory obligations, which is NAPSA and ZRA in this case. You have this payment plan with ZRA. I've seen it on your appendix. I would like to just ask a point of clarification, Chair, on how long you think you will be able to finish off this 1.575 million. What is your projected time frame to finish off this statutory obligation? 1. 2. What are your major sources of income as Luampa Town Council to be able to pay off this debt in that time frame you are thinking about? I submit, Chair.
Yes, Honorable Kamondo.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Just an addition to the questions that Honorable Mwene has asked. Just to augment, because you have actually told this committee that this balance which you owe NAPSA, which is currently sitting at 28,610,000, that you make sure that by 30th you offset it. Now, I wanted to find out, have you also taken note that the monthly payments are also going to be affected, which is also going to raise the amount from 28 to another amount? What is it that you can tell the committee? What comfort is it that you are going to manage to settle this one, including the other one for this month, so that at least you are on current? That's number one, just to add on. Secondly, you have also talked about ZRA, where you are saying that you have engaged them and you'll be making that payment of 20,000 per month. I also wanted to find out currently how much do you owe ZRA? How much do you owe ZRA currently? So that when you are paying the 20,000, it will be reducing, and so that we know now how long it will take.
Council Secretary.
Thank you, Chair. On the issue of Thank you. On the issue of ZRA, Chair, it is a quite big task because we owe ZRA over 2 million kwacha. And we have committed ourselves that we will be starting to pay them on a monthly basis 20,000 kwacha, which will not even liquidate the current obligation. Chair, we have done so because Luampa Town Council, we are really facing a challenge being a council authority. The money that we are raising, it cannot suffice really to pay in full ZRA. However, we've made it sure that NAPSA, we are on current. The total amount that we are owing NAPSA at the moment is 28,000 kwacha and not 28 million. So we are able to meet that at the month end, so that we are
Just to agree with him, I think it was mispronunciation. It's 28,000, but not 28 million. I'm sorry for that.
Thank you. So that one we are able to meet it, but ZRA, we wish also to appeal from the government to come in and assist us on this big issue that we are facing. I submit, Chair.
The honorable member for Mangango asked you about the time frame and your sources of income. I know you want to make an appeal from government, but what are your major sources of income?
Chair, Luampa Town Council, the major source of income is just levies, which we collect. I think on a monthly basis, we are only able to raise about 100,000 kwacha. On a daily basis, maybe 3,000, 2,000. So the amount is not able to meet the ZRA obligation. And we cannot put the time frame to clear ZRA because every month it keeps on increasing. We are supposed to pay about 60,000, 70,000 on ZRA only. And we are saying that we'll be able to pay only 20,000 because we were asked to make a commitment which we can fulfill at the end of the day. And considering our revenue base and what we collect, we are only able to meet or to pay 20,000 kwacha monthly to ZRA. But for NAPSA, since our workers at the end of the day, they will go and claim their money. We make sure that we clear that one. And by next month, we'll be on course with NAPSA. And other obligation, we have already sorted that one out. What we are remaining with, the thorn in our flesh is ZRA, Chair.
Honorable Nyambose.
Thank you very much, Chair, for the opportunity. Part of my question, follow-up question, I wanted to find out these other obligations. Do you have any outstanding retirees or worker entitlements that are still owing your wage bill and the staff establishment? You have just given a
Recording in progress.
You've given a gloomy picture that you cannot sustain yourself. ZRA, it is infinite. You cannot clear it. So how do you consider the status of the council? If it was a private company, what would you describe it if it can fail to meet its obligations, the income that they have? And what plans, what measures have you put in place of engagement with the central government over this matter? I wanted to start with those. These are follow-ups, but I've got my substantive, which will come later, Chair.
Thank you. Yes, you can respond.
Thank you, Chair. On the wage bill, the council is able to meet the gross wage bill. It's about 850. So that's why we are able to meet these other obligations that we are able to deduct from the monthly taxes. or pensions that we deduct from the workers. So
Sorry, I forgot the other one, which goes with that one. The local government equalization fund, support from government against your wage bill. What is the local government equalization fund?
Yes.
yes, sir. Yeah, as I was saying, the wage bill, the gross, it comes to about 850,000, and we receive the equalization fund amounting to 999,000 kwacha, which is almost $1 million share. And then, as a council, we are trying all our level best to see that we meet most of these obligations that are falling within the equalization fund. And the one which is really hitting us, as I've earlier on said, is ZRA. But most of them, we are able to meet them. NEMA and other statutory obligations. Retirees, Chair, we had a few of them, but at the moment, we are remaining with only one retiree. And the amount that we owe him is about 400 something. We are yet to finish him. He's the only one who is remaining on the payroll. Yes.
Honorable Dr. Mwanza.
It's a different question, Chair.
Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you. We go to page 2 of the report.
Page 2.
Yes. The failure to collect plot premiums. Council has 2,500 plots that have been numbered, surveyed, and beaconed. Access roads done, and you targeted 245 plots that you were supposed to raise about 960,000 kwacha in the sale of these plots. And at the time of audit, only 14,500 kwacha was raised, leaving a balance of 945,500. The issue is saying the public in Luampa district have been very reluctant to purchase the advertised land from the council, and the management has engaged institutions like Zambia Police, Zambia Army, Zambia National Service, banks, and the others to try to entice them to buy land. So this statement, it shows council has engaged these institutions like to entice other people to buy land. So my question is, what are the details of engagement that you have entered into with the ZNS, Zambia Police, Zambia Army, and the banks to act as your agents to entice members of the public to buy land in Luampa? The second question is, you have offered quite a number of flexible payment modes to council employees, also other civil servants. Like the council employees, you are deducting 500 kwacha per month. And then those that civil servants from other institutions, you have already made an application to Public Service Commission that you can deduct direct from their salaries. What incentives or flexible payments have you extended to members of the public who are not civil servants? And you have seen an agreement. You're saying further a partnership with Sinoma Mine has been agreed for the supply of cement to the district at a reasonable price to make it easier for potential buyers of plots to access cheap cement locally to encourage them acquire land and build. When I look at Appendix 2, it is not an agreement. It is just a quotation where Sinoma is supposed to supply cement to Luampa District Council. And they have even put the unit price and the types of cement. So council is expected to deposit money into Sinoma account for direct delivery to the council. From this, what you call the partnership agreement, how do you expect members of the public to benefit from this kind of agreement? Council, will they, because you are just a client, this Sinoma just gave you a quotation just like any other institution. 3 questions, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. Maybe I can start with clarifying the first question, where we have engaged Zambia Police and the Army. We are not saying that they should be agents on our behalf. We have asked them for them to buy plots in the Luampa district. So what we want is for the officers that are based in Western Province to buy land. Those that are working under police, under the army, under the bank, to apply land through the council, so that at the end of the day they'll be able to pay by deducting from their wages and then remit that money to the council. So we are just lobbying from the army to ensure that their officers, those that are maybe near retiring, they will be able to access plots in Luampa. Hence, the council will be able to raise the funds.
Chair, but if we go to page 2 on cause of query, I've seen the letters that you wrote to these institutions to lobby for them to acquire land through a flexible payment system. But on page 2, on the cause of query, I don't know whether it's my understanding, but you can guide. You are saying management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wishes to state that members of the general public in Luampa district have been very reluctant to purchase the advertised land from the council management. Now, council management has engaged institutions such as Zambia Police, Zambia Army, banks, and others to try to entice them to buy land. What is your understanding about this statement? Are we not saying these institutions have been engaged to try to entice others, to entice members of the public to buy land?
Honorable Kamondo, you want to add?
Yes, actually, on the same query, I just wanted to find out from CS. With me here, as you have alluded, you have written to various institutions, notably Zambia Army, Inspector General of Police, ZNS, Zambia National Building Society, Atlas Mara, and Indo-Zambia, etc., etc. I wanted to find out, you engaged them quite early. That was last year, on the 22nd March 2023, which is now almost a year. I wanted to find out from you, after this engagement, how many of them have responded back to you? And if they have responded, what is their response? So that at least we can know the way forward, whether they are going to buy the land or they are not going to buy the land.
Additional Honorable Nyambose.
Chair, the council wrote to PEMIC for the civil servants, and they only wrote this letter on 9th April 2024, according to Appendix 2. Are we there, CS? When they were about to appear, that's when they have written. And with my experience they are applying for a stop order. When you are applying for a stop order to the permanent secretary, you attach a list of officers and the type of transaction you want the government to help you with. The council, to this letter they wrote, they have not attached the list of civil servants. They have not, in that list, supposed to carry their man numbers and the details of their workplace, and the ministry or the permanent secretary, PSMD, is supposed to look whether these people already have loans that are above 40% of their earnings. That has not been done. Council Secretary, is this a window dressing issue of a letter written on 20th? And do you think that the permanent secretary, a learned and well-experienced PS, can undertake this instruction without you submitting a list of the civil servants? Chair, council employees, they have, according to the appendix, the letter is dated. They have not even put a letter. If they have put, then I've missed it, for the council employees to deduct. But these deductions are proposed way beyond 2022. I want to restrict myself, says this audit report of 2022. Why you failed to collect plot premiums in 2022 up to December. You were audited in 2023. When did you propose a deduction for council employees who willingly got plots? Chair, in addition to what my colleagues have done, have said, I wanted to know, a civil servant, you have not attached the list and where the working place and whatever, no detail. Are you serious on this matter, that you are going to recover, or this was just meant for this committee? As usual, what we normally see, letters are done just for this committee. I have also observed, Chair, what Dr. Mwanza observed, the quotation you're saying is an agreement. Then resolution to recover from employees was done in 2024. That's when they resolved. Plots offered in 2022. A council resolution attached is only for 2024 because you are coming to respond to this committee. Are you running the council accordingly, or you are running it, or this report is just meant to come and say, how do we respond to them? Or you are serious with these matters? That's why I asked about the wage bill. I asked about local government equalization fund and other obligation against the staff establishment. How many are they? Do you think that your bloated labor force, that you are failing to provide services to Rwampa Council? I submit, Chair.
Thank you. I hope you've been taking notes, Town Clerk. CS, rather.
Thank you, Chair. Maybe I would start with the area question.
Yes.
Why we went to law enforcement and the other organization to try and lobby them to come and procure plots from the council is that after we saw that the community were not willing to come and procure those plots, we thought maybe we can go to other institutions and lobby them to come and buy, so that when the community sees that people from far are the ones buying plots and they are able to construct, they will also be motivated. So we were just thinking outside the box. We didn't want to restrict ourselves with the community. Instead, we thought of also inviting other stakeholders to come and procure these plots. On the issue of maybe the misunderstanding, the way it has been presented. Maybe there I wish to apologize, Chair. But we went out there to entice them to come and procure these plots. Then on the issue of Sinoma, Chair, we have an agreement with them. As you are aware, no one can just go and procure from Sinoma unless you are registered as one of the customers. So they supply us with cement at a wholesale price. And when we receive that cement, we offer it to the general public in the district at a discount. We don't put the price as other retailers that are selling that cement. We normally put it at a lower price so that people can be enticed to get this cement and start the constructions. You know, Luampa, we are a bit far from these bigger towns. Cement, you only get it mostly from Kaoma or Mongu. So we have opened up a shop so that those that are serious with construction, they will be able to get it at a very cheaper price than going to Kaoma or going to Mongu. So this is what we have done. It is also, Chair, a source of income for the council because we have put a small markup as we sell that cement, Chair. Then on the issue of the time it has taken for us to act on this, it is after realizing that plots, although we have advertised, we have gone to the radio, we've done A and B, no residents have been coming to procure these plots. Hence,
Are these plots serviced?
Yes, they are serviced, Chair.
There's water, there's electricity.
There's
and
no
the roads are done.
electricity. We applied through the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, who gave us some money to open up roads in these plots. So the roads we have opened up. Water, we haven't yet done that. And ZESCO, of course, that one, unless someone puts up a house, then they apply from ZESCO at the moment. This is the situation. So it has taken long. After we realized that these plots are not selling, we went to council and presented this issue that maybe we can lobby the civil servants through deductions from the payroll. And the council approved. So the full council only approved on the 1st March, if I'm not mistaken, to effect these issues that we proposed to them. So after 1st March, that's when we started now to write the organizations that are concerned. On the issue of PEMIC, PEMIC, we haven't attached that list. Why? Because we wanted to secure first an agreement. If PEMIC, they agree that, okay, they can do this work on our behalf by deducting the plot premiums, then remit to our council. That's when we thought that's when we should attach a list of all the civil servants in Rwampa for deductions. At the moment, we are just lobbying them so that they give us a window for deductions. For the council, it was easy because we agreed as a council that we can effect deductions from our workers.
As we wind up, Honorable Nyambose and Honorable Kamondo.
Yes, Chair. Chair, a short follow-up on that one is that you have applied to PEMIC without a list. That list is supposed to be consent by individuals to say that we are in agreement. Before it goes to PEMIC, do you think the PEMIC can consent without an agreement, a consent by the same officers to say, I've failed to pay, you can go ahead and deduct from the PEMIC? That is a follow-up. Chair, allow me to ask a another question, since we are winding down. Irregular cash withdrawals. Chair, on page 3.
You come back.
Take note of the questions earlier asked by my colleagues and also what I've said, because the letter you have said, like the letter I've written, is just for this committee. I can assure you they can't respond. Chair, irregular cash withdrawals. Why did the council go ahead against the Finance and Management Act of the 2018 number 1 to be withdrawing huge sums of cash and paying officers? Chair, allow me to take you to page 4. It says,
page 4?
Yes, Chair. Chair, you will note that on the remedial measures, management has said this. I'll read it. It will help me with understanding. Management will ensure that the bank schedules are prepared timely and enhance engagements with the bank to avoid clearing delays. Chair, this is in contrast to the cause of the query, paragraph 2. They are insisting why they were withdrawing cash, and they said members of the general public that sit on various committees who did not have bank accounts and those required to be paid small amounts necessitated. Chair, 25th November 2023, that is when they wrote a letter to stop cash withdrawals. 2023. And this audit found these irregularities in 2022. And you justified why you are drawing, because the bank is very far. Is it in Kaoma or Mongo? But here again you are saying that, no, we have written. And you have written a letter cautioning employees on Appendix 3, Chair, so that I am consistent. Let's go to Appendix 3. Is it Appendix 3? Is it 3? Yeah, I'm sure it's 3. Internal memo, Chair. I want to read it, Chair. It is dated 25th November 2023. After auditors, it says, Chair, I wish to bring it to your attention. It's addressed to all members of staff, council chairperson, councillors, council standing committee members. You are saying that I wish to bring to your attention. I wish to bring it to the attention of all addressees above that following the concerns raised by auditors regarding payment of cash directly to individuals as opposed to individual cash bank accounts, my office has directed the office of the council treasurer to immediately stop using this method to pay any beneficiaries and recipients of council funds, and instead remit funds into each individual bank accounts. This is in order to comply with the guidelines of the Ministry of Finance and the Treasury and the Ministry of, you see, the circulars. You have quoted very well. And yes, you knew about these guidelines. Why, with impunity, were you doing this? Until external auditors came, that's when you wrote this memo in 2023. And yet you were trying to justify in your area submission as management query. I submit, Chair.
Yes, yes.
Chair, on this one, the most affected people are those, as we had earlier on said, mentioned in the report, that members that are sitting on tender committee, honorable councillors, so that the money that they were getting like tender committee, it's 300 kwacha. And when we give them a 300 kwacha check, they have to pay 200 kwacha to go to Mongu, and then 200 kwacha back. So, Chair, on this one, we erred. We really apologized. But we have put things in place since the auditors came. They came almost at the end of the year 2023. That's why even when you look at the letter that we wrote to inform them that we have stopped to pay them cash, it is in November, responding to the auditor's request. So, Chair, we have gone, we have sourced other ways to mitigate this issue by lobbying the banks to come and open an agency. I think we have already constructed the building, and what we are waiting for is just the bank to give us gadgets, so that even the councillors, when they come for the meetings, they will not be subjected to go to Kaoma or to go to Mongu to get their allowances. Chair, on that one, we erred and we have collected, though we still have pressure from others that still feel that it is very difficult for them to travel. But we accommodate them once in a while. As we go for banking, they jump on our vehicles so that they will be able to access these facilities, Chair. So we have corrected this anomaly, and there's no one who is being paid by cash. Everyone is being paid through the bank. I submit, Chair.
Honorable Commander, a short one.
Anyway, thank you very much. Actually, I feel that my question was not answered. Maybe I'll just repeat myself. We've been told actually by the council that one of the measures that they've taken is to write actually various institutions so that maybe they can actually apply for the plot and buy for institutions.
Yes, yes.
Now, I said that these letters, most of them were written in March last year. So from actually what we have here, we don't have a feedback from these institutions. So what we have here is about the council workers. What we have here, maybe the people who were also the question that was asked by Honorable Manza, the local people. What measures have they put in place so that they make these actually plot flexible in terms of payment? They have just concentrated on those. So we are talking about big institutions. What is the response from those big institutions like Zanaco, Zambia Army, Zambia National Service, Zambia National Building Society, Atlas Mara, Indobank, and Unify? What feedback did you get? Because you wrote them a year ago, and you have not given us actually any feedback from them.
It's in twofold, the feedback and the strategies.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes.
On the issue of these organizations that we wrote, it's only that I cannot bring verbal information to this committee. But last week, the commandant under Zambia Army called and said that they have agreed to buy plots in Western Province for officers that are based in Western Province. And they will submit that list to the council so that we subject it to the committee for offer.
Strategies.
So I cannot
the strategies.
The strategies, Chair, for those that are not in employment, we have informed them that they can get the plot, then they pay. They come to the council and agree on the mode of payment. We are not really cast concrete that they should pay in full at once, but they are free to come, and then we agree on a payment plan. If it is a year or 6 months, whenever they do the harvest, and so on and so forth. But for these others that are in employment. That's why we are saying that we have agreed, the council has agreed that we'll be deducting 500 kwacha per month, so that they don't really feel that pinch. And also as an incentive for them to come and acquire those plots. Chair, I submit.
The council should brainstorm on the incentives, and like the council does not operate like somebody comes and tells you I'll pay like this, I'll pay like, no. You need authority from the council. You as management must sit and see what you can offer to the general public and have that resolved by the full council, so that you have a mandate and not what you are trying to tell us. We expect your council also to up the resource mobilization. You need to put in strategies. You cannot continue to cry to government for more resources, yet they are giving you CDF, they are giving you equalization fund. When you broaden your services, you find that you'll be able to raise more revenue. Create business ventures, commercial ventures that will be able to help you raise more revenue. You cannot continue to knock on government, which has been giving you more money, adding more money, and you're saying we are failing to raise, so government must give us more. Yet yours is for service delivery. So if you do all the things that you exist for, service monies, internal revenues will come on their own. So we expect you to work on your IDP and complete it on time. Regarding the plot offers, you wanted to give us verbal feedback, which will be speculation. So we encourage you to follow up officially, so that next time such an issue comes, we have the proper feedback. At this point, I want to thank you for making an appearance, and hereby withdraw the immunity that was offered to you. You may go well to Luampa and enhance service delivery.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, members.
Zambia has been experiencing adverse impacts of climate change, including an increase in frequency and severity of seasonal droughts, occasional dry spells, and increased temperatures on the environment. In response to climate change, Speaker of the National Assembly, the Right Honorable Madam Nelly Muti MP FAPRA, recently launched the Plant a Tree Challenge, aimed at inspiring Zambians to plant trees at their residences and in communities as a way to mitigate climate change. The Speaker declared the Plant a Tree Challenge when she officiated at the Zambezi River Indaba and Expo social football match between members of parliament and diplomats accredited to Zambia on 2nd March 2024. Speaking during the launch of the Plant a Tree Challenge, Speaker of the National Assembly, the Right Honorable Madam Nelly Muti MP FAPRA, said planting trees is one way to mitigate climate change and make a green Zambia.
And as I was giving my speech, I threw a challenge. I threw a challenge to everyone, to all of us, that if each one of us plants one tree, at least one tree, we'll have 20 million trees. Even if we planted half of that, we have 10 million trees. That will make, will contribute something towards the fight against this climate change, the negative impact of climate change. So that's why I decided today to come and start that challenge. We are calling it hashtag speaker planted tree, speakers planted tree challenge. So if we can all put on social media, I can start by throwing to all of us here. If each one of us just goes and plants one tree, we'll be able to at least contribute to the fight against this climate change. It's not easy. This is just part of my field. I have another field in Kauma where I've planted at least 100 hectares of maize and soya beans and sunflower, but all that, I don't think I'll be able to recover what I invested in that because of the drought. So we should now plant trees. Instead of cutting trees to make charcoal, let's find alternative alternative ways of cooking. Now people are talking about the mbahulas. They are using ethanol and other things to cook. So let's go that way. In terms of income generating for people who are doing charcoal, there are so many activities where people can generate income. We don't have to resort to cutting trees. Even these young children here, I'm sure they know why we have to plant trees. Do you know why we are planting trees?
To save the whole planet.
Yes, good. So we have to plant, starting from you. At this tender age, we need to teach them to start planting trees.
Executive Member for Zambian Parliamentary Caucus on Environment and Climate Change, Mr. George Kandafula, who is also a Member of Parliament for Serenje Central, called for collective action towards environmental preservation.
Because you have got a heart for the environment. And maybe before I go further, let me just further say that we are a group from the Parliamentary Caucus on Environment and Climate Change. So we said, no, let us support Madam Speaker for the noble cause which she has done, where we have to have that hashtag of planted tree per citizens of Zambia. Just as you alluded to, looking at 20 million people, and if we were to plant a tree, indeed, we can change Zambia. And maybe just to give you one example, just as my fellow honorables talked about, like in Serenje, in the chiefdom of Chief Kabamba, we have gone where we have already done about 5 hectares. We will be doing lemons, oranges, and avocado. The reason is probably, you know, in the near future, as these trees grow up, people might be sneaking in and cutting them so that they even make again charcoal. But now, looking at the fruits, we said, no, let's go the fruit way, because it will be giving them one money, and then they will have at least the food on the table. Besides that, all I can say is this message, will even take it to our caucus so that each and every member is educated.
After the launch of the Planted Tree Challenge, some executive members
Accountant General, Minister of Finance and National Planning.
Thank you, Chair, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Stanley Kalala from the Office of the Clerk.
I'm Moses Chuva from Clerk's Office.
Yes, you can equally do the same. Introduce yourself and allow your delegation, the members of your delegation, to also introduce themselves.
Thank you, Chair. I'm Chilambo Charity, Council Secretary for Chifunabuli Town Council.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, members. My name is Martin Tembo, Director Planning, Chifunabuli Town Council.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, members. My name is Mwanda Mwansa, Chief Accountant.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, members of the committee. My name is Kanyika Penjani, Director of Human Resource and Administration, Chifunabuli Town Council.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, members of Parliament. My name is Maplanga Fidelis, internal auditor.
Honorable members, you may also introduce yourselves, starting with Honorable Nyambose.
Afternoon, Chair. Afternoon, permanent witnesses. Rwampa, welcome and good afternoon. Mishe, Chifunawuli. Rwampa. My apologies. Chifunawuli, welcome and good afternoon. Mishek Mutetwa Nyambose, representing the special and wonderful people of Chasefu constituency in Eastern Province. Chair, our members have been taken away from us.
Honorable Mwene.
Thank you so much, Chair. Good afternoon to you. Afternoon, fellow honorable members of Parliament. Good afternoon, our permanent witnesses. Afternoon, Chifunawuli, Town Council, and welcome to your good committee. Afternoon, the listeners and the viewers out there. This is Luhamba Mwene, Member of Parliament for Mangango constituency. Thank you.
Chair, thank you very much. Chifunawuli. Mutelo Mishek is my name. MP for Mitete and a member to this committee. You're welcome. Feel at home. It's your committee.
Honorable Dr. Mwanza.
Thank you, Chair. Chifunawuli, welcome to your committee. I'm Honorable Dr. Aaron Mwanza, Member of Parliament for Kaumbwe constituency of the Eastern Province. You are most welcome.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, and good afternoon. Good afternoon, honorable colleagues. Good afternoon, our permanent witnesses, and good afternoon, Chifunawuli. My name is Elliot Kamondo. I'm Member of Parliament from Fumbwe constituency. And Honorable Chairperson, on the lighter note, we are encouraging one Zambia, one nation. Every person has got the right to fall in love with any Zambian. So that one is out of order. Thank you.
I will reserve my ruling. Chifunawuli, my name is Christopher Shakafuswa. I'm Member of Parliament for Mandevu. Mandevu is where you are here, where you are here. I am the landlord of the National Assembly. So you are welcome to Mandevu constituency as well as the committee. I've been given the privilege to chair this particular session. And before you make your submission, I wish to confer you with immunity according to Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia, which protects members of Parliament from prosecution for what they say during the Parliament deliberations. And so the same is extended to you. This means that you cannot be prosecuted for the information that you give to this committee as long as it's factual. On the other hand, if you deliberately mislead the committee, the same Cap 12 can work against you. Hence, the committee is of the view that you cannot deliberately mislead it. Hence, we ask you to now proceed to make your submission. I know that you are appearing for the second time. The committee had asked you to furnish us with further information. And so I'll ask you to stick and speak to the new information that you are submitting. With that guidance, you may go ahead.
Thank you, Chair.
You may speak to the extra information that you are giving us in the folder. Yes, you may proceed.
Allow me, Chair, to marry where the question and the response.
Of course.
We started from page 4. Page 5, Chair. The additional responses as guided in this, Chair, is our submission, our response that submission of data on the total number of steel and wooden pylons. This is the letter that we wrote to ZESCO requesting that we be given this information to help us improve on our collection of revenue. We also wrote to our government departments in our district to give us information on employees that were serving within our district so that we consolidate that information and then request the Minister of Finance to pay what they were owing to our council. It came to light in the process that Minister of Finance has not paid anything from the time Chifunavuli was established. So we wrote a demand notice this year in February 2024 that they pay us from that period up until now. Chair, we also wrote a letter attaching the forms. After we collected data from the government departments, we submitted to Minister of Finance requesting that they pay for those employees who are within Chifunavuli district. That information is speaking to Appendix 2, which is on page 5, Chair.
Yes, you may proceed to the next.
The next one is on page 7, Chair, and supported payments. Sorry, failure to fill in vacant positions, which is Appendix 15 on page 7, Chair. The additional information that we have Chair is in this same box file, and it's talking about our submission of staff matters for second quarter staff returns to the Commission. We have indicated, Chair, the transfers that were made during the same period, transfers during the year ending December 2023. We've also included in this same box file the vacancy report for the third quarter 2023, fourth quarter vacancy report of the positions that were vacant but were funded. Of course, we are implying that we had people in those positions, but during the course of the year, some officers were transferred. So we were asking the Commission to consider transferring people to Chifunavuli in those same positions. We are also submitting to this committee that we wrote to the Commission requesting for a replacement. Chair, I hope that members are following.
Yes, we are. Proceed.
We wrote a request to the Commission because they had transferred the socio-economic planner and the senior building inspector. Our senior building inspector apparently was working at Chifunavuli as senior building inspector. And when the Commission advertised for vacant positions, the officer also applied to be employed in the position of deputy Director of Works, and he was offered that position. So the position of Senior Building Inspector was left vacant after he was employed as Deputy Director of Works. We are also submitting to this August House, like we had indicated in our submissions when we came at first, that the Commission has been really helping us. After we wrote to the Commission, we indicated that there were some vacant positions that needed to be filled in, and we indicated the positions that were vacant. And we can confirm to this committee that the Commission did send people in those positions, and we have letters to that effect. We've also attached in this box file the staff returns as at December 2023.
You can go to the next one.
Chair, the next is Appendix 16, and it is talking about failure to confirm and substantively promote staff. Chair, the information that we have brought with us is saying that the Commission is currently regrading some positions. We have a letter that we have put in our box file to confirm that some officers are being regraded. Then the Commission did substantively promote an officer. In that position, we have a letter that we have brought with us. We had sent a letter to the Commission way back in 2021 where we were requesting that they should consider confirming this person in the position that he was serving in. This is the officer that I talked about earlier, that he was serving as Senior Building Inspector. Chair, I also want to bring to the table that during our stay in the year 2023, somewhere there, we had, Chair.
Just for guidance, CS, as you are presenting, you should be telling us that evidence you have brought is on Appendix so to be able to follow, because you just proceed talking about an officer confirmed. The letter you have brought is on Appendix what?
Chair.
You can open the blue box file, honorable members. The blue, she's speaking to the blue box files. The blue and black one. So we are on the second last appendix. You may proceed, Madam.
Chair, I was submitting
Appendix 16, Honorable Nyambose.
That, like we had indicated in our submissions at first, the Commission was written to after the death of one of our officers who was serving as an internal auditor. Sorry, that person was murdered by her husband, but we informed the Commission, and the Commission did write, because that person had been in an acting capacity. And at the time she died, she had already acted the 3 months period. So the Commission wrote back to us indicating that they had substantively promoted that person posthumously. The other letter that we have also brought with us is the letter that we wrote to the Commission requesting that those who had served for more than the acting period should be considered for substantive promotion or confirmation if they were serving on probation. Chair, the letters are there to confirm that the Commission did respond to our submission or to our letters that we wrote. Like for senior...
Yes, continue.
Like for our socio-economic planner, the letter is there as evidence that the Commission did send a person. Director planning is here. Chair, the letter is also there. The district accountant, we had one of our officers transferred to Chilawomwe who was serving as district accountant, but in his place they sent another district accountant, and the letter is there.
Yes, we can proceed to the last one. For insurance.
Chair, I'm on page 9. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at the booklet that I had. But it is Appendix 21. And it's talking about failure to insure motor vehicles. And there were 2 vehicles that were cited. Chair, the information that we have brought is in the box file, the box files that we have circulated, which is Appendix 7, I'm being told. And it is confirmation that we paid the insurance for the said cited vehicles.
Thank you, CS. I will now ask the honorable members if they have any points of clarification to the extra information that Chief Naboli has provided. Honorable Kamondo.
Just an observation, maybe going forward, maybe the committee would also be very comfortable when you provide, especially on the insurance part, when you provide the information which you have generated yourself, like outstanding premium for Chifunaburi Town Council as at 19th April 2024. While we appreciate actually the first ones, they are not speaking to the current situations, except that you have provided it in your summary. Maybe going forward, we should provide the premiums, the current, while answering actually to the query when you submitted, because these vehicles can expire. So if you look at the first one which you have submitted, the expiry date was 31st December 2023, which is BAJ 9814ZM. Yeah. When you look at this, actually, the disk actually and the expiry period. So we don't have the current. When we look at what you have submitted here, the current status is showing that this vehicle was insured on the 17th of April 2024. But we don't have actually a premium which is attached here. And also, in the same vein, the other one also, we don't have the current premium. What is showing is the amounts which were deducted from your account paying the insurance company. But the current premiums are not here. So maybe just an advice that going forward, that should be done so that the committee is comforted with, and the query is answered in totality. Thank you.
Honorable Nyambose, Honorable Matero.
Thank you, Chair and CS. It's on the personal levy deductions. I've seen your efforts as a council. In 2023, you wrote a letter demanding to be considered as a personal levy district, but Chair is, they wrote on April 2023, nothing has been paid, and another letter was written in February last month, 2 months ago, demanding from PEMIC, and no money has been paid. And I should assume that you had attached the detailed schedule of the civil servants. With these letters that you have written, have you physically, as council secretary or treasurer, visited the director, PEMIC, under the Ministry of Finance? Have you physically, with these letters, these efforts, gone there, the two of you, to demand that you be considered for a personal levy code? And if the code was given, this money could have come to you. But this money is being enjoyed by other councils, maybe your bigger council in your province or the many other councils in Zambia, when these people are actually providing a service and enjoying a service from the council in Chifunabuli. Have you physically visited PEMIC?
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. We have physically sent our member of staff from finance twice to go and make follow-up on the same, and that's why after we saw that even if that person had gone there, the payment was not being remitted, we had to follow it up with another letter. Yes.
There is a reaction from the ministry. My question, Chair, was very specific. I mentioned the two offices. Have you, as council secretary or the district treasurer, physically, I did not say as the council official, I know, Chair, why I mentioned the two offices. A government employee by the name of Director PEMIC, at that level of the council secretary or town clerk or director of finance or treasurer, cannot fail to attend to these issues. But if you send junior officers and you are just busy writing letters, there is no assurance that that junior officer actually met the director for these issues. I don't think the government has interest to deny Chifunabuli or any other council, but there is a tendency where these officers, they tend to delegate and just write letters instead of physically following up such matters. These monies could have been obtained, but I think it's an issue to do with the council secretary and the treasurer.
The ministry, you want to say something?
I think maybe just to consolidate on what Honorable Nyambosa said. From the communication I think I've seen in their submission, the best thing that they are supposed to do is to see the director PEMIC. The issue to do with the accountant general in matters regarding monies may not resolve their issue, as PEMIC will now request finance to do reconciliation. Then the payment will be made once they are satisfied that for sure it was not remitted. They need to do a reconciliation at PEMIC and be given the PEMIC number, where money will now be direct going to their bank account. I submit, Chair.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. I think that is noted. We'll follow it up with that guidance.
Honorable Matero.
Chair, thank you. Yes. When such a job is done, like you've done it, you make your life and our life easier. Would have been resolved on the very day. And this is what we rely on. This. We don't ask these things for nothing. We don't. Though some of 2 or so, Appendix 8, it is fair. It's not, you are not able to read properly. We accept, the chair and the committee will accept. Then the insurance from this also, if you check well, for you to read, you have to have 4 eyes. Some of us are still using the 2 natural ones. But, Chair, this is as to how things are supposed to be.
With that comment, yes, I want to thank you for appearing before the committee. I think you've taken the council. Your meeting, the initial meeting, should have ended if you had prepared all the evidence to the queries. I hope you have taken notes that next time, in fact, we don't want you to appear here. The first thing is not to appear, but should you appear, make sure that you bring all the relevant information, because this committee relies on evidence. And if you don't produce evidence, or if we didn't need any evidence, we would have just simply called you, what about this matter, how did you resolve it? But we want to see that these issues being raised in the Auditor General are actually being minimized or stopped completely. So we wish you a safe travel back to Chifunaboli, and we hereby withdraw our immunity that was conferred upon you in the beginning. Thank you so much.
I, Nelly Butete Kashumba Muti, having been granted by the President of the Republic of Zambia by letters patent the dignity of State Council, do hereby declare that I will, when called upon to do so, as one of the Council learned in the law, truly serve the State in its matters, that I will preserve, protect and defend the Constitution of Zambia as by law established. And I would faithfully represent to the best of my ability, without fear or favor of any person, all those who shall entrust me to represent them before any court of law. So help me God.
Thank you very much. We'll proceed with the oath of allegiance. Again, please raise your right hand as you take the oath.
I, Nelly Butete Kashumba Muti, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the President of the Republic of Zambia, and that I will preserve, protect and defend the Constitution of Zambia as by law established. So help me God.
Thank you very much.
It is my duty, first and foremost, on behalf of the government, the people of Zambia, to congratulate these dignified Zambians, citizens of our lovely country, Zambia, for your appointments, your elevation to your specific roles that you have assumed following this swearing in today. Let me start with the 5, the state councils, the 5 state councils that we've sworn in today. State Council Muti, State Council Mwimbu, State Council Zalomis, State Council Tudia, State Council Sakala Chibia. This is what every young lawyer wants to end up with.
when they study law at UNZA or elsewhere in the country or across the world. They get admitted to the bar, they work hard, and one of their ambitions is to become state counsel. As the Queen's Counsel, now the King's Counsel in the UK. I'm drawing that parallel Commonwealth relationship. So you have basically reached a level which lawyers aspire to reach. The other things are based on what you've done in the legal profession or around legal issues. So today marks a pivotal moment for us as a nation where justice, first rule of law first, rule of law, justice must prevail in our society. Orderliness, just general orderliness. I know Zambians, and I don't agree with this assertion, are said to forget easily. The chaos that was obtained in just 2 years, 7 months, 8 months ago, we seem to have already forgotten about it. But what you five have assumed today makes you carry a special responsibility. In addition to your ordinary responsibilities in your roles in the legal profession, today you carry an additional responsibility. And as I say to many Zambians, responsibility comes with accountability, a burden to carry that responsibility diligently, to be able to assist the country to maintain this orderliness, to assist the country to dispense justice, as we always say, timely, fairly, with compassion as state councils. But also automatically you become teachers. You become role models to the young colleagues in the legal profession, including the bench. That's true. Young magistrates, young judges, as it were. But learning is not restricted to young people. All of us learn from one another. So you carry that burden, and we have trust and belief in you. The system has a trust and belief in you.
Today on Know Your Constituency, we navigate Matero, a high-density constituency located northwest of Lusaka province. In recent past, the constituency has recorded a number of developmental projects, such as roads, drainages, and other infrastructure developments, compared to what the area used to be a few years ago. Mr. Miles B. Sampa is serving the people of Matero for the second time. He first represented Matero in Parliament from 2011 to 2016 and got re-elected in 2021. He begins by explaining when the Matero constituency was created and some members of Parliament that have served under this constituency.
A lot of history in Matero. It's one of the oldest constituencies that we have in the country, and the biggest. The first MP for Matero between 1973 and 1977 under UNIP was the former, later on became the Chief Justice, Lombe Chivesakunda. And then Mr. Francis Koma took over from 1978 to 1989, and then gave way to Honorable Abel Mkandawire from 1988 to 1991. He served one term under UNIP, Abel Mkandawire. May so rest in peace. Then Honorable Samuel Mianda took over from 1991 to 2001. He only served for a year. I think that's when there was a general election. And then he won in 2001 again until 2006. 2006, Honorable Faustina Sinyangwe of PF took over from 2006 to 2011. She served one term, and then I took over from 2011 to 2016, and then 2016 to 2021, Honorable Lloyd Kazia took over, and in God's wisdom, he brought me back again.
Mr. Sampa recollects the rich history the constituency has and the contribution it made to the liberation struggle.
The first UNIP office around 1952, it was a hideout, a house, where Keke, Kapwepwe, Nkumbula and others used to meet behind colonial masters without them being detected. It's a monument site now, it's still there, recognized. It's in Matero, where in 1969, at Matero Hall, President Kaunda then held the Matero Declaration. That's when he made a decision to nationalize all the mines from Anglo-America, and that's when you had the likes of Zimco, Indeco,